Hi guys, welcome to the new installment of Toytrooper. Today we're going to be reviewing the Star Wars Scum and Villainy Bossk 1/6 scale action figure from Sideshow Collectibles. I'll be going over some of the features on this action figure, plus some of my thoughts on what's great and what's not so great about this figure. So here's the rundown, guys. From top to bottom, here we got Bossk in his regular head. And then when we go down, he's wearing his high altitude pressure suit with the white flak jacket that we've seen in the movies and also in Clone Wars. Also at the bottom, we got those flare pistol cartridges that he always has on him, and then we got the base. Sideshow also included two additional hands, two interchangeable feet for action poses, and they also included Bossk's favorite Relby V10 micro grenade launcher. So here's my 2 cents on Sideshow's Scum and Villainy Boss 12-inch action figure. This is pretty much the second 12-inch action figure from the Scum and Villainy line that Sideshow released. If you look on the left side, there's Boba Fett. I believe he's the first one, and IG-88 is gonna be the next one after this. I have to say that I'm pretty pleased with this action figure. It's actually Sideshow built the action figure off of the Prometheus 1.2 body, but then because Bossk is a Trandoshan and he has a funky anatomy, they had to retool his legs and his arms. If you noticed, his arms are extra long and his legs are pretty fat. So other than that, this figure is pretty standard. His costuming is probably the best part of this action figure. Sideshow definitely put in a lot of work on making sure everything was, uh, you know, well put together. What's really cool is that the original boss suit that we see in the movie is actually just a standard high altitude suit that the RAF used to use. So, and then they have that white flak jacket, and you also see that white flak jacket with a lot of the Rogue Squadron rebel pilots and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff on this suit that is not really created for Boss, but it's more like he's just wearing it. I do love the stitching on the clothing, and also a lot of detail went into the gasket and also the breathing apparatus and the hoses and the harnesses that you kind of find all over Bossk here. Um, it's very clean. I mean, when I first saw this figure, I was a bit worried that because of his Trandoshan skin tone, which is a bit like a coffee color, and then the suit was a bit mustard, I thought it was going to be too flat, and I was really hesitant about buying them, but I'm really glad that I actually picked them up before they sold out, because it's kind of hard to display Boba Fett without his cronies next to him. So let me tell you a little bit about some of the cool features on this action figure. One of the unique parts of this action figure has to be the anatomy. I mean, if you check out this arm, it's freaking long as hell. And the articulation points actually up here. And because this is built off the Prometheus body, there's supposed to be 30 points of articulation. But the problem is that because he's Trandoshan and his anatomy is so awkward that you can't really utilize most of it. If you notice, there's two bend points on his from his elbow to his forearm to his wrist, but I mean there's not many options that you could play with. Another a feature on this thing has to be the gun. Boss grenade launcher has this small peg on the back right here. What happens is because of his hands are so big, it's harder for them to grip it. So this additional hand was put here, where it has one of the thumbs or whatever limb that is bent over. Right above it, there's a small hole, and this peg kind of awkwardly actually goes in this peg and into the hole. It's kind of hard to do from the distance, actually. And that's what keeps the grenade launcher in place. What kind of sucks is that, I mean, because where the arm articulates, it's very hard to pose this gun in any cool way. You can't have him bend his elbow and kind of have the butt of the gun tucked under his arm or anything. It just kind of hangs out there. So the only real possible way, see, the peg kind of likes to fall out of the hole all the time. Isn't that a bitch? All you can do with the grenade launcher is kind of just hang it off the side. And based on some of the pictures that Sideshow released, you're supposed to be able to bend the rifle and put it under his hand. But if you notice, they kind of meet awkwardly and it doesn't hold. So that was very disappointing, because this awesome accessory with this great paint and great weathering and great sculpt and everything, it is very limited to just hang by Bossk's side like this. Other than that, there's very little you can do with it. Another disappointing feature on the Bossk action figure is that if you look at the Boba Fett base, it's a light up base, and it's themed, and I believe the IG-88 also comes with that one. But then unfortunately the Bossk version did not come with that base, and comes with the standard, Star Wars logo on a flat crotch stand. And it kind of sucks, because why would you release two of the Scum Villainy line with that nice base, but Bossk gets the short end of the stick and gets this crummy little one? Unfortunately, a lot of people do not sell them, so if I really wanted to get one for them, I'm gonna just have to look on eBay and see if anybody wants to let go of theirs. If you actually already pre-ordered your Bossk figure, I hope you got it directly from Sideshow, because they offered an additional Bossk head exclusively through their site only, and it's actually very cool because it has his mouth open, he's snarling, he's ready to hunt some Wookiees, collect on their hides, make some massive credits. What's really cool was that the price for the regular version was $159.99. The exclusive version, same price. So the people that didn't buy from Sideshow or didn't buy the exclusive version kind of cheated themselves with this awesome head, which I think is much better than the I just woke up and I need my morning coffee Bossk. Even with all the negative points that I brought up, I have to say that this Bossk action figure from Sideshow is pretty freaking awesome. There's so much nice detail to it, and the sculpt and the paint applied to it has so much depth to it that I could really enjoy it. There's not much Bossk merchandise out there. There's a couple 12-inch action figures that was released by Kenner, and I believe Hasbro and Gentle Giant's releasing some of them again. But they're just not as great as this one. The bounty hunters have always been one of the more popular parts of the Star Wars universe. Their scenes are very limited in the movies, and they're seeing some life in Clone Wars and in the books. But Bossk is probably the second most popular bounty hunter of them all, right behind Boba Fett. So it is nice to know that he got the action figure treatment that he deserves. I just wish that, because he is such a badass, that Sideshow maybe included a couple more weapons. I mean, I doubt. I mean, he's also used a flamethrower at one point. He does carry thermal detonators. A little bit of, a little couple grenades. That would have been nice. Of maybe a blaster or two. It just kind of felt a little bit disappointing that he only comes with one gun and a couple feet and a couple hands. But because I was one of the lucky few that did buy the exclusive version, I got the extra head. The pain is a bit less, but if you didn't buy it and you got the regular standard head, then I can imagine that you're a little disappointed. Other than that, I have very little to complain about it. This is a really beautiful action figure, and it's gonna go great right next to Boba Fett on my display shelf. So this is a definite buy from me. If you could find it, get it soon. IG88 is gonna be awesome too. So I'm looking forward to picking up mine as well. Hopefully next week, and I'll throw out a review for that one too. And until then, thanks for watching, guys.